Let us discuss the first chapter of Animal Kingdom, zoology, that is Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom, right? So before this lesson, there was a biological classification was there. In track 1, it will be discussed. In that, how many types of kingdoms are there? In that kingdom Monera, in which bacteria will be present, kingdom Protista, and kingdom Fungi, and kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. There were 5 kingdom classification was given by scientist Whittaker. Now, the peculiar kingdom I am explaining here, that is Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is also called Metazoa. Metazoa. I'll give you a clarification why Animal Kingdom is called Metazoa first. Actually, some characters are there for animals. You know very well that some organisms are there. They are called single cell organisms. They are called unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are not metazoans. Why? Because to say metazoan, that animal must have group of cells. That animal must have group of cells. Group of cells. Right. Then, if the group of cells are there, that is 2 types. One is parazoans. Another one is eumetazoans. Eumetazoans. Whenever an organism is representing more than one cell, then that organism is called metazoan or also animal. But even in the animal, there were 2 types are there. Type 1 is parazoan and type 2 is eumetazoan. Parazoan means what? Group of cells. But they are not, all the cells are not meant for same function. All the cells are not meant for, not in a same structure. That is why they are called parazoans. I will give you a clarity here. Parazoans also animals, but not true animals. Then metazoa consists of 2 categories. Number 1 is parazoan, number 2 is eumetazoan. Here U means true. True organisms have group of cells. 2 animals have a group of cells. All these cells meant for same function. All these cells are in same structure and also origin. So that is how metazoans are further classified. Now, what are the true characters of animals? Characters of animals. Number 1, level of organization. Level of organization. Number 2, symmetry. Number 3, germinal layers. Number 4, coelom. Number 5, segmentation. Number 6, notochord. All these 6 characters defining animals and also classifying animals further. I repeat, what are the characters, key features I have mentioned to define and describe animals? Firstly, level of organization. Secondly, symmetry. You listen carefully how the words I am pronouncing. Germinal layers, coelom, 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 segmentation, notochord. All these 6 characters now I am going to discuss with you. Without let me begin. First one, that is level of organization. Level of organization. See guys, level of organization that begins with first cellular. Cellular to tissue level. Tissue level to organ level. Organ level to organ system level. So this is the first level of organization. This is second level of organization. This is third level of organization. This is fourth and also higher level of organization. Questions will come like this. In animals, higher level of organization is the answer ultimately organ system level. Organ system level. And the least level of organization means cellular level. Here group of cells will be present. Here group of cells together called tissue. So all these are called tissue, and this is organs. So group of cells called tissue, group of tissues called organ, group of organs called organ system. Then one should understand that how many phylums are there in the animal kingdom. That is a very, very important. First one is Porifera. First time it will be little confused and also burden to understand. But over the period of time, I will repeat and use these terms very frequently. Then you will be familiar with each one. So try to pronounce it with me. Okay, this is the Porifera. Porifera is also called Parajovans. Okay, pronounce it Porifera. Generally, you know what sponges is there, no sponges. The sponges are belongs to this phylum. This is the first phylum in the animal kingdom. Second one is Coelenterata. Coelenterata. Pronounce it Coelenterata. COELENTARATA. Coelenterata. Another name for this is Cnidaria. Cnidaria. C is silent. CNEDARIA. Cnidaria. C is silent. We shouldn't pronounce that. That is the second one. Third one is Ctenophora. I'm introducing all the animal phylums. I already told you, first time only they are difficult. Over the period of time we are using frequently, so it will be easy. Ctenophora, here C is silent. Ctenophora. Next, fourth one is Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes. Here meaning important. Helminth means worms. Platy means flat. So that flatworms are included here. And the fifth one is Aschelminthes. Already half of the term you know well. Helminth means worms. Asch means round. So that roundworms. Roundworms. Next, number 6, Annelida. Annelida. Earthworm, leech, all these will come. Okay. Next, seventh one is Arthropoda. Arthro, joints, poda, foot. So insects, prawns, crabs, spiders, all will come in this phylum. Next, eighth one is mollusca. Mollusca, octopus, snails, pearls, all will come here. Next, ninth one is echinodermata. Echinodermata, starfishes, sea urchins, all will come. 10th one is hemichordata. Hemi, H-E-M-I, hemichordata. Hemi means half, chord means notochord, eta means having. Animals, they have half notochord. Next one is chordata. Animals, though, have notochord completely. Well-developed animals called chordates. Each and everything will be discussed. Guys, for our reference, again, I'll use each and every term. Listen carefully. First one, pronounce after me. Porifera. Second one, Coelenterata. Third one, Ctenophora. Fourth one, Platyhelminthes. Fifth one, Aschelminthes. Sixth one, Annelida. Seventh one, Arthropoda. Eighth one, Mollusca. Ninth one, Hemichordata. Ninth one, Echinodermata. 10th one, Hemichordata. And 11th one, Chordata. Now use the terms along with me. Okay. Number one, Porifera. Number two, Coelenterata. Number three, Ctenophora. Number four, Platyhelminthes. Number five, Aschelminthes. Number six, Annelida. Number seven, Arthropoda. Number eight, Mollusca. Number nine, Hemichordata. Number 9, Echinodermata. Number 10, Hemichordata. Number 11, Chordata. So practice these terms. They help you a lot. Don't try to by heart, because this is the work not for a single day, couple of weeks. That is why. So practice well all the 11 kingdoms. Why I introduce all the 11 kingdoms means we have discussing that level of organization, isn't it? Level of organization in that first one is a Porifera, second one is a Coelenterata, third one is a Ctenophora, fourth one is a Platyhelminthes, fifth one is a Aschelminthes, and the seventh one is a Annelida and Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata. These are the rough spellings. Clear spellings I have given just before, right? Now, in the level of organization, what type of animals are cellular level? What type of animals are tissue level? What type of animals are organ level? And what type of animals are organ system level? Now I will tell you. Poriferans are cellular level. Cellular level means they have a group of cells. One cell is meant for one function. That is why division of labor can be seen here. Division of labor. Division of labor means work has been distributed. One cell is meant for one function. This cell is meant for nutrition. This cell is meant for digestion. This cell is meant for circulation. This cell is meant for excretion. This cell is meant for respiration or reproduction. Not all cells together for one function. That is called cellular level. Understand? Yes? Good. Now, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, these two are tissue level. Tissue level. Tissue level organisms are Coelenterata and Ctenophora, means second and third. First phylum of the animal kingdom, Porifera, that is belongs to cellular level. You should write each and every point, guys. Second and third phylums, nothing but Coelenterata and Ctenophora, maintaining tissue level. Means they are upgraded. Tissue level means what? Group of cells are there. Here also group of cells are there in Porifera, but one cell is for one function. But in Coelenterata, Ctenophora, all cells is for nutrition. Some other all cells are for digestion. Like that, group of cells meant for one function. That is tissue level. That is why from Coelenterata all are eumetazooans, true animals. Tissue level having animals are called true animals. Cellular level is also animal, but not true animals. Okay. Now, fourth one, Platyhelminthes is organ level. Organ level. Organ level means what? Group of tissues together organ. First time organ level was seen in Platyhelminthes. Next, fifth one is Aschelminthes. Aschelminthes shows organ system level. Organ system level. Do you guess that more than or greater than organ system level, anything, any other level is there? So that once highest level is reached, it will be continued. All other phylums are also following the organ system level. Questions on this concept, how it will come, I'll ask you. Answer yourself. First time organ system level was seen in which phylum? Aschelminthes. Now, in mollusca, what is the level of organization? I didn't write here, but you know very well that once organ system is arise, it will be continued only. It was arised in Aschelminthes, later phylums also will be followed. Understand? Now, what are the animal phylums that follow tissue level only? Tissue level only. Coelenterata, Ctenophora. Only I mentioned in the question. If not, what are the animals that follow tissue level means Coelenterata to chordate, everyone will come. Why? Because even though Aschelminthes to chordata, they are maintaining organ system. In organ system, tissue will be there. See, in the number 10, 2 is present. But in the number 2, 10 is not present. So once organ system is there, the animals follow tissue level. But animals, those stick to the tissue level, they cannot show organ system level. So observe the questions. Are they asking only or general? So upon that, your skills comes out. This is the first characteristic feature of animals I have discussed. I hope you understand. Second character of the animals is symmetry. Symmetry. Symmetry means division of body. Division of body. Okay, I will tell you an example so that you can understand easily. You know very well that some alphabets A, B, C, just like O, X, and Z. Few alphabets I have taken to explain this concept. See, what is the rule of the symmetry? You just take an object. This is an object. You want to cut it. You can cut in straight angle. You can cut in cross angle. It can cut in a slant angle. What I am telling, you cut in any plane, but touch its center. So if it is the object, through center only you have to go. Means if this is the object, this is the center. You may cut, this is the center. You may cut in this angle, but you must touch the center. You may cut by this axis, must touch the center. So any angle you cut must touch the center. That is the concept. Understand? Then, so you should not cut an animal like this. In this cut, you are not touching the central axis, na? So this type of section is not allowed in the game. Now we are playing a game. I am giving you alphabet A. Alphabet A center is this one. If you want to cut the alphabet A like this, you have to cut, right? Is equal to two equal halves or not? Yes. This is one half. This is another half. Means it is symmetrical. Understand? The same A, if you cut like this, upper part is like this, lower part is like this. These two are not equal half, na? So even a one alphabet showing two equal halves by only one plane, that is vertical plane, not horizontal plane. Understand? If you understand, give me a thumb. Understand? Yes, very good. So symmetry definition means, you write the symmetry definition. Symmetry. Through central axis, by any plane division gives two identical halves is called symmetry. Understand? In case of A, it will give identical halves only by vertical cut, but B will not give in the vertical cut, horizontal. Do you think B is a symmetry or asymmetry? Symmetry. Why? Because any angle, any one angle, may be from straight line or a cross line, whatever, any line through central axis, if it give two equal halves, then it will be symmetry. So A is symmetrical, B is symmetrical. How about the C? C cuts like this, then it will give two equal halves, na? So it is also symmetry. What about the O? O gives two equal halves in this manner, in this manner, in this manner, in this manner. Any plane you cut, alphabet O gives two equal halves. That is called radial symmetry. Radial symmetry. Two equal halves will be given by any cut. But in the A, B, C, not any cut, only few cuts, only few angles. But this is also symmetry, this is also symmetry. But O is showing radial symmetry. Just I have given example with only some alphabets. If you see alphabet F, can you cut alphabet F into two equal halves? Impossible. You just see, this is the F. If you cut like this, no. If you cut like this, no. If you cut like this, no. This is called asymmetrical. Asymmetrical. Here A means what? Absent. Here A means absent. What is absent? Symmetry was absent. When symmetry was absent, that name is called asymmetrical. Understand? Definition of asymmetrical, what you want to write? Right. An organism cannot provide two identical halves by any plane through central axis. Cannot. Okay, that is called asymmetrical. Okay, now let us go for some animals. Porifera, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, chordata. All these are animals. Poriferans are asymmetrical. Understand? Means any animal in the porifera will not give two equal halves by its cut through central axis. All poriferans are asymmetrical There is no doubt. Understand? Now, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, those show radial symmetry. Radial symmetry. Okay? Means by any cut, they will give two equal halves. Next, Platyhelminthes to Chordata, all will give bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry means if an animal is like this, it will give two equal halves in only sagittal section. This is called sagittal section. That is why by two will come bilateral symmetry. So Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata, all animals are bilateral symmetrical. So highest level of symmetry means bilateral symmetry. In the from the Platyhelminthes to Chordata, inside the phylum, 1-2 organisms have some exception. When peculiarly about that phylum, I will discuss, that I will mention. Now, 2 characters has been completed. One is level of organization. Second one is symmetry. Okay, level of organization is finished. Symmetry is finished. Now the third one is germinal layers. Note it down. What are the germinal layers? Germinal layers. Simple. Germinal means birth or life. Layers means membranes. We have now so many systems: digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, nervous system, endocrine system, reproductive system. So many systems are there. All these systems are arised from a single cell zygote. Now, let us see. I will explain here. Copy each and every point, guys. So, one, a sperm and ovum fuse together, then form zygote. Na? In sexual reproduction, zygote. Na? That zygote undergone divide into forms few cells. Na? That is called morula. That stage is called morula. Morula divides into so many cells, is called blastula. Is called blastula. These are group of cells or cell mass. This cell mass divides into outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. Okay, what is this? Outer ectoderm. Ecto means out. Derma means skin. Ectoderm. And this is inner endoderm. But sometimes these group of cells, cell mass, becomes outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, and middle mesoderm. How many layers are there here? 3 layers. How many layers are there here? 2 layers. In the 2 layers, outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. In 3 layers, outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, middle mesoderm are there. Clear? As of you seen, 2 layers are there. Those animals are called diploblastic animals. Diplo, D means what? 2. Blastic means what? So this is blastula na stage. Blastula develops into 2 layers. From the 2 layers, entire animal will form. Some cases, in the other hand, blastula, mass of cells, divides into 3 layers. From the 3 layers, entire body will be developed. Though animals are called triploblastic animals. Triplo means 3. Tri means 3, na? That is why. Have you got the difference between triploblastic and diploblastic? Okay. Now, if you see that Porifera, again, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes. See, every time these all names are coming now. That is why I said don't buy hat. Next, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata. In this, how many are diploblastic? How many are triploblastic? Let us see. Poriferans do not have a germinal layers, so that absent. Coelenterata, Ctenophora are diploblastic. Means outer ectoderm, inner endoderm. That's it. And Platyhelminthes 2, Chordata, all are triploblastic. Triploblastic. Means outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm, inner endoderm. 3 layers are present. But here 2 layers are present. In Porifera, generally germinal layers are absent. Why? Because cells cannot form one function. Na? That is why. But few scientists are telling they are considered as a diploblasts, but not true diploblasts. Understand? Now, how many characteristic features we have completed? Tell me. First one, level of organization is completed. Understand, right? Second one, symmetry is completed. Third one, germinal layers is completed. Now, fourth one, that is coelom. Guys, have you done your breakfast? Before that, have you brushed your teeth? Sure? Oh, good. Fine. So out of 6, we have completed 3. Enjoyed? Now rest of 3. That is coelom. Coelom means body cavity. Coelom means body cavity. Now, animals may have body cavity or may not have. If they have body cavity, then they are coelomic organisms. If not, acoelomates. They are called acoelomates. Let us see. Acoelom. A means what? Absent. Organisms, though do not have a body cavity, are called acoelomates. Okay? Acoelomate. Okay? Acoelomates. Acoelomate definition, please write. Animals, though do not have body cavity. Body cavity means if this is the ectoderm, this is the endoderm. Okay, between ectoderm and in endoderm, there is no cavity. It is completely filled by mesoglia, cork-like substance. Do you find any space here? No. Ectoderm, endoderm is filled by mesoglia. So there is no cavity. The animals are called acoelomates. Okay, for that acoelomates, I will tell you few examples. Examples, number 1, Porifera. Number 2, Cnidaria. Coelenterata also called Cnidaria. Number 3, Ctenophora. And number 4, Platyhelminthes. All these four are acoelomates. All these four are acoelomates. But guys, here another important point I am telling. Porifera, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, these are diploblastic acoelomates. Howda? Means they have a two germinal layers, but coelom is absent. Diploblastic acoelomates. Whereas Platyhelminthes is triploblastic acoelomate. This is so important point. Even though Platyhelminthes organism have three layers, coelom was absent. This is the first category, that is acoelomates. If you say that you understand, I'll move to coelomates. Give me thumb symbol. Good. Good. Now, what are coelomates? See, coelomates. Organisms have body cavity are called coelomates. Organisms have body cavity are called coelomates. Maybe that body cavity is 50%, that body cavity is 100%. But in acoelomates, body cavity is 0%. Okay. Now 50% is there. Then that means what? This is ectoderm and this is endoderm. Okay. And middle mesoderm act as a pouches. This is a pouch. This is a pouch. This is a pouch. This is a pouch. Apart from that pouch, entire the remaining part will be solid. So mesoderm exists as a pouches. This is mesodermal pouches. Compared to the acoelomates, it is better, no? You just see here, complete solid, no single opening. But compared to this structure is better, no? Why? Because somewhere some empty spaces are present, but not complete empty space. That is why this is called pseudo coelom. Pseudo means false, 50% only. For this example, Aschelminthes. Aschelminthes, one and only phylum in the animal kingdom who shows pseudocoelom. That is Aschelminthes. Understand? No. What is true coelom? Means that is 100%. Means this is outer ectoderm. This is inner endoderm. No need to label, right? Mesoderm, here pouch was there, no? Suppose this pouch was there, no? Pouches like formed, but this layer will go and attach here. This layer comes and attach here. How? I will tell you. This layer is attached. This is the endoderm. This is mesoderm attached over the endoderm. This is mesoderm attached under the ectoderm. I repeat the terms again. Here mesoderm pouches were formed, but here mesodermal linings are there. Mesodermal lining. I will explain in a fresh page. See, this is ectoderm. This is ectoderm. And this is endoderm. Endoderm means what? Gut wall. Gastric wall. This is also called gut wall. Ectoderm means what? Integument, body wall. Body wall, right? Then the mesoderm was there. That mesoderm, actually a pouch is there. This line will go this side. This line will go and this side. Means this line comes like this. And this line goes like this. Understand? So ectoderm, below there was a underlining or overlining? Underlining below. Underlining mesoderm. And what is this? This is overlining mesoderm. Okay. Between that, there is a space now.
It's 10 hours.
This space is called true body cavity. True means what in biology? U. Body cavity means what? Coelom. So that U coelom. Understand? Now let us see. Porifera, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata. Here, how many are acoeloms? How many are pseudocoeloms? How many are true coeloms? Let us see. Porifera, acoelom. Coelenterata, acoelom. Ctenophora, acoelom. Platyhelminthes, acoelom. But all these three are diploblastic acoelom. This is triploblastic acoelom. That is the difference. Next, Aschelminthes, pseudocoelom. False coelom, that is 50%. All they are 0%. Next, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca. These three are schizocoelom. Don't confuse, I will tell you. What are they? Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca. All these are schizocoelom. Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata are enterocoelom. Enterocoelom. Both are called eucoelom. Okay, na? Both are called eucoelom. In the eucoelom, finally, it look like this, but formation sometimes pouch-like. That is called schizocoelom. Schizocoelom means split and form. Split and form. Enterocoelom means pouch and form. That's it. But both look like this finally. Understand? I can say from Annelida to Chordata, all are eucoelomates. In that, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca are schizocoeloms. They are also eucoeloms, but coelom is formed by split, break. Whereas in Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata, eucoelom, it is also look like same, but formed by pouch, bags. That's the difference. Okay, so this is the concept. How many concepts covered? Guys, how many concepts covered? Yep, 4 concepts covered. Level of organization, symmetry, germinal layers, coelom are completed. Now the last 2, segmentation. Now segmentation. No segmented bodies are there. false segmented bodies are there, true segmented bodies are there. No segmented body means, suppose if it is the body is not segmented. What is segmentation? See, body is segmented like this. Just like a train have a compartments na? Like that, body is segmented, then that is called true segmented. That is called metamerism. Metamerism. Metamerism means true segmentation. No segmentation. Body is not divided. Body is not divided. False segmentation. Animal have a lines, but that lines are only external lines only. Internal segmentation is not there. Only outside line. That's it. Let us see for the examples. No segmentation. Example: Porifera, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes. All these are no segmented. False segmented means some Platyhelminthes like Taenia solium. Taenia solium. This is called pork tapeworm. Pork tapeworm. People who eat the pig meat, pig, handi. In that, this is a parasite. Who eats the pig meat, this disease will come, teniasis. That animal belongs to Platyhelminthes. That animal have lines that are not true lines. That animal name is Taenia solium. That is belongs to Platyhelminthes. That is exception. True animal means Annelida. True segmentation means Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca. In these three, true segmentation is there. After that, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, true segmentation is not there. This is last second part. Now, final part is notochord. By this, I can say animal characters are completed. Notochord. What is notochord? It is a dorsal, hollow structure. Future it will become central nervous system. Nothing but, sorry, future it will become vertebral column. Future it will become vertebral column. Vertebral column. If notochord is present, then they have a vertebral column. If notochord is absent, then they are called invertebrates. Invertebrates. If notochord is present, they are called vertebrates. Understand? So, first one is Porifera. Second one is Coelenterata. Third one is Ctenophora. Fourth one is Platyhelminthes. Fifth one is Aschelminthes. Sixth one is Annelida. Seventh one is Arthropoda. Eighth one is Mollusca. Ninth one is Echinodermata. 10th one is Hemichordata. 11th one is Chordata. Among these, how many are vertebrates? How many are invertebrates? I will tell you in the conclusion. Porifera 2, Echinodermata, all they are invertebrates. Hemichordata is connecting link, whereas chordata is vertebrate. In chordata, fishes, nothing but fishes, amphibians, reptiles, aves, and mammals comes under this. So, as I said in the first page, metazoa means animal. These animals have invertebrates, vertebrates, right? Invertebrates in that Porifera to Echinodermata. Vertebrates means chordates. In that chordates, fishes, amphibians, reptiles, aves, nothing but birds, and mammals comes under. Between this and this, there is a special category is there, hemichordata. Means here notochord is absent, here notochord is complete, here notochord, sorry. Here notochord is half. That's why hemi. This is circle and this is hemicircle, na? That's why. Notochord is half in the body, that is hemichord. So guys, today's session is completed. What we discussed, let us see in a fine recap. I introduced you today animal kingdom, metazoa. To say animal, they must have cells, not a single cell. Single cell is not animal. Minimum more than 2 cells are there, that is animal. In that all cells together do one function, that is called eumetazoa. One cell do one function, that is called parazoa. Next, how many characters what decided animal are 6 characters. So many are there, but NCERT is mentioned 6 only. Level of organization, symmetry, germinal layers, coelom, segmentation, notochord. One by one we discussed. Let us see. First, level of organization. Least level of organization is cellular. Next level of organization is tissue. Next level of organization is organ. Next level of organization is organ system. Sometimes in the exam they ask arrange from lower to higher. Sometimes higher to lower. You can arrange it, right? Next, how many phylums are there in the animal kingdom or metazoa kingdom? There are 11. Porifera, Coelentata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata. This is how we have to say. Okay. See, if you unable to buy at it, in your family members, 5-6 members are there, call them with one day, one name. That is how I learned. Hey, Porifera, you come. A Coelentata, bring glass of water. A Ctenophora, got out. Like this, you use biology in home. Okay. Then one fine day, you will pronounce all this in just 10 seconds. Like Porifera, Coelentata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. Like that, we have to say. Okay. Next. Perfection is important. For perfection, we can use anyone. Okay. Level of organizations that are in Porifera to chordata, which animal is which organization, that we have to match. Next. Symmetry, division of body. For that, I have taken the examples of ABCD. ABCD are not animals. In the ABCD, I have explained symmetry and asymmetry, different levels. In animals, what are the asymmetrical, what are radial symmetrical, and some exceptions also there that will be very out of syllabus. When we come to the classroom program, I will explain. Next, germinal layers. Blastocyst or blastula becomes 2-layer. 2-layer gives whole animal. Then that is called diploblastic animals. Blastocyst, cell of mass. When we are in our mother's womb, a small zygote divides into a mass. Pregnancy time, that mass develops into 3 layers. From the 3 layers, our body is raised. So that we are triploblastics, chordates. But first triploblastics are platyhelminthes. This is how questions will come. Next, coelom means body cavity. There is no rule that every animal have a body cavity. In some animals, body cavity is absent. Where absent, where present. If it is present, 50% or 100%. If it is 100%, how many are pouch? How many are split and formed? You have to understand that. This is how. Porifera to platyhelminthes all are acoelomates, but platyhelminthes is triploblastic acoelomate. Very, very important point. Next, ascalminthes are one and only pseudocoeloms. Annelida, Arthropoda mollusca are schizocoelom. In that, eucoelom will form by split process. Hemichordata, chordata, and echinodermata, hemichordata, chordata provide enterocoelom. That is also eucoelom formed by pouch, bag-like structures. Next, segmentation we have discussed and notochord have discussed. So that animal class characteristics are completed. Today, one headache is gone. In next class, I will discuss what is porifera, what are the characters of porifera, how many types of sponges are there, and all. Until that, you enjoy other sessions and also be friendly with your siblings and enjoy your parent words. All the best. Bye bye.